The Radio Forest Podcast.
Michael Starr, what's going on, man?
Forrest, you're the host and producer, right?
I'm producing, I'm hosting, I'm doing it all.
Yeah. Well, I'm the singer, and I also play rhythm guitar sometimes.
And also, you guys produced a new album.
Yes. Well, I had nothing to do with it. I was at the beach relaxing. Satchel always sends me to the beach before a vocal session. He says he wants me to sound relaxed and comfortable. So, I'll lay at the beach, ride some waves, get some tans, and then head back to the studio, cut a track, and bail back to the beach because I love the beach.
Does Spider play guitar too? I think in the 1987 video, he's got an acoustic there for a couple of seconds. So you got three guitar players?
Yeah, man, he plays guitar. He's really good at it. Him and I both play guitar, and Satchel, graciously let him play one of his vintage acoustics, which normally he doesn't let anyone even touch. I think that Spider may have broke a string on that too, so he's still paying that off.
Hey, Spider goes back to your Van Halen cover days with Ray being in the band and then ending up in Korn. But he played with David Lee Roth for a while. So did you have that conduit to David? Did you get stories? Did you ever get to meet him?
Oh yeah, I met. Well, actually, the very first guitar player in the Atomic Punks, his name was Bart Walsh. He actually got picked by David Lee Roth to be in his band. So I got to meet him during that time and hang out with Roth and hear all the stories. And then, the replacement guy we got for Bart, Dave came back and took him too as well.
Yeah.
And so, I got stories from that side of it. That's when Satchel came in with Spider. And Dave tried to take Satchel from Atomic Punks. And we were like, no, dude, because we got Steel Panther on the side here, and we're not going to let that happen. But yeah, it was great stories, good times. And just remembering back to being associated with David Lee Roth and being his farm team for his band was pretty awesome.
The David Lee Roth farm team, you got to get jerseys.
That's the best place to find people who love your music and know every single song is to, hunt down a tribute band.
Yeah, and you guys got that brand new album coming out on the Prowl, February 24th. Congratulations. You've got a tour set up. It looks like a lot of shows are selling out already.
Yeah, it's doing really good. We're so excited to go out and promote our new record and play all our songs from our last 5 records too as well. And, just go out there. And we're finally bringing back the VIP meet and greets. It's been almost 3 years since we've done them. We didn't do them during the pandemic for obvious reasons. And now we're finally back doing it. So if you want to do a meet and greet, go on steelpantherrocks.com and get yourself one. And we look forward to meeting you soon.
And aren't you doing a couple after show parties? I forget what city it was, but it looks like you had something scheduled with the band after the concert.
Yeah, we do a lot of after parties too as well, because it's fun to hang out with people who are like-minded and love bands like Van Halen and Metallica and Poison and Scorpions. And you get to hang out with them and talk, and it's really fun, And like you, I don't remember what city it is. That's why we have a tour manager. He's like, dude, you're going here tonight. I'm like, all right, let's go.
What was your thoughts then about that possible Van Halen tribute show that almost happened? Like, let's say it would be Wolfgang and Michael Anthony and Sammy and Dave and Alex, and then get somebody to fill in a guitar. As a fan, would you still go see that without Eddie?
Yeah, I totally would. Eddie and Dave and Sammy are, huge pieces of Van Halen's legacy. But the other guys are a huge piece of the legacy too as well. So, yeah, I would really enjoy that. Especially, seeing Sam and Dave hug it out would be pretty cool. I mean, look, at the end of the day, there's not much time left on the planet for everybody. So why not just bury the hatchet, hang out, sing, and rock out and make people happy? Because Van Halen, man, in my opinion, is what started heavy metal.
Now, what about Gary Sharon? Do you get him up on stage for a couple of songs, or you just skip that?
Yes, he should get up and do More Than Words. That would be really cool. He can play Fire and Ice. That's a cool song. He is part of the legacy. It was just hard for people to accept that member at that time. So I get it. I understand it, but he's still part of the legacy. So is Mitch Malloy.
What about Axl Rose? Do you have any Axl Rose stories? I know Panther is open for Guns N' Roses, and I'm pretty sure you know Sebastian Bach. I think Sebastian and Axl are like BFFs. But Axl seems like he keeps to himself. So have you met him? Do you see him around?
We played the Forum with him here in L.A., and I remember really clearly, I'm like, when are we sound checking? And the tour manager says, no one can sound check. Axl is taking a nap. And I thought, he closed down the whole arena so he could take a nap. I was like, that is the coolest heavy metal move ever. Yeah. And so I went up on stage, and I'm talking to his wardrobe guy. He's like, Michael, come here, check all this stuff out. We've been friends for a while, and he's showing me every single band. He's got this huge, I don't know, it's kind of like a huge closet on stage, and he's got all his bandanas, all his hats, all his scarves, different shirts, jackets. He showed me everything. And that was really a cool experience. But to answer your question, the only time I met Axl is when he looked at me and I was in the audience.
You guys are now selling out these shows. You're on your sixth album, I think, if that's correct. But talk about how long did you guys grind it out? I know you did the Viper Room and you did the casino route and you guys are playing 3-4 shows a week. Talk about how long you put in just the hours and the time and the grind before this really started to take care of itself, I guess. Yeah,
we started a weekly show in Vegas in early '96, and that's what really started taking off for us. And then we ended up moving the weekly show to the Viper Room in '99, and we started there, and we started selling out the Viper Room, and then we started selling out the Roxy, and then we moved to the biggest club on the Strip called the Key Club, and we sold that out for 4 years, and then that place closed down, and we moved to the House of Blues on the Sunset Strip, sold that out, closed it down. We got signed in 2009. You do the math, right? It's been a long journey, but every step of the way we've went up to bigger venues, started selling those out, went up to another venue, started selling those out. Then we get signed and we start touring and we're selling out clubs all over the world. And then we start, playing these huge festivals, and it just keeps going and going and going. And I'll tell you what, it's not something that just happens. You have to work for it. So we've been working our asses off, man. And we don't take it for granted because it can go away at any time. One of us could die of a heart attack at this age, like tomorrow. So let's just enjoy it and keep going.
What's so good about the year 1987? You've got the song and a video 1987. You've got the new guitar pedal. It's got delay and it's got distortion. So what is it about that specific year that's so great?
Well, that pedal 1987, you plug your guitar into there, you don't have to worry about it. You're going to sound like 1987 Whitesnake meets the Scorpions and Van Halen mixed all in one. It's a great pedal. And 1987, the song is really about reflecting back at a time when heavy metal was at its peak. Nobody realized during 1987, at least for me, that it could be over in 4 years, because it was. At its peak, 1987, so that's why we wrote the song, to reflect on that peak.
Now, did you work at all with Butch Vig when you sang with AFI? Because he's steep into that grunge era, but a lot of those grunge bands like Alice in Chains and even Pantera, they were really hair bands at first.
Yeah, man, that was a cool moment for me. The singer from AFI used to come to our shows all the time, and then he just said, "Hey, you want to come sing on our record?" And I was like, "Of course." I went down there and Butch recorded a singing, and it was I sang on 2 of their records, and I sang on a song called Silver and Gold, and I got to sing the whole chorus by myself, which is pretty awesome. And it was on the radio all the time. It was really exciting, and I'm grateful that they gave me that opportunity.
It's Michael Starr, singer from Steel Panther, guitarist too, on the Prowl February 24th. We've got the huge tour on the Prowl with VIP passes on the band's website. Michael, hey man, it's great to talk to you today.
Thanks for having me, dude, and I look forward to talking to you again.